Welcome back to my channel. Today on Lisey Talk About It, we're going to get into my final thoughts on Love is Blind. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so before we get started, I wanted to give you my final thoughts on Love is Blind, the show that's on Netflix. I made a part 1 about just my initial reaction, my initial thoughts. So I came prepared today. Like, I have notes. I made some notes. I actually watched the reunion, but I made a lot of my notes before the reunion aired. So I'm probably just going to add my little 2 bits about the reunion towards the end. Order if you could follow a little bit. Just so you know, these are spoiler alerts. So if you haven't finished the whole season, I wouldn't watch this video. I wouldn't recommend it because I'm kind of going to be spoiling a little bit of things that go on. So first, I'm going to talk about if I could just talk today, right? And that's like an everyday thing for me. I stumble over my words. I am not perfect. So let's talk about Damien and G's wedding. I didn't understand why he waited until the wedding day to say no. I do understand that this was a part of the experiment. Like, they kind of had to get married and walk down the aisle. But I feel like, just moral compass wise, if you really weren't going to marry that person, why would you, wait till y'all got all dressed up, walk down the aisle, your friends and family are there for you to say no? I felt like that was a conversation you could have had right before the wedding. And I mean, like, as you guys were getting ready or as y'all both entered the building that day, I didn't understand it, but whatever. So I was just like shocked that he said no. Actually, I won't even say that. I wasn't really that shocked that he said no. I was just shocked at the way he went about it. I mean, I felt like he didn't have to wait until that very moment to say everything how he felt. Because as we saw their relationship throughout the show, it was very back and forth. It was very up and down. It was very much so a roller coaster ride. So I just felt like there was a better way he could have did that. Like, you weren't really showing your emotions this whole series, and now all of a sudden you want to show how you really feel. It's kind of strange. Whatever. Okay, so like I said, I made most of my notes before the reunion, but I was just hoping that G didn't take him back. I was hoping she moved on with her life. I know that G is all over the place. She's kind of a free spirit. I guess I could relate to G a lot. But I mean, if you watch a reunion, they're back together. Good luck for them, or good luck to them. I just think that it was too much. I felt like they should have just, if they weren't going to get married, they should have just moved on with their lives. Okay, so moving on to Amber and Jessica. I mean, I called Jessica fake in my first video. I'm still going to call her fake. Like, when she approached Amber at the bachelorette party, I thought it was weird, first of all, that they had their bachelorette party all together. I guess I get it. It's the experiment. They were supposed to be hanging out. But it was weird because we all know how Jessica acts when she's drunk. And to have her around Amber, it was just weird. And her, and Amber was like low-key like threatening her. It was a bit too much, so I feel like that should have never happened. But it was just funny because it was like the fakest thing I ever seen on TV, probably. Yeah, like even faker than all the stuff I see like on Love and Hip Hop. Like, what's all the ratchet ones, like Flavor of Love? Like, it was the fakest thing I've ever seen on TV. And it's just funny that, Barney, he couldn't even make it like through spell check. because he was acting dumb like this whole time that him and Amber were together. But when he started seeing Amber's like real life adult problems, he sure did come to his senses quick. Like, even though he's an engineer and he's quote unquote smart, he was just acting like he had no sense this whole season. And then all of a sudden, you know, he got cold feet at the last minute because he probably was like, okay, you know, Amber, she is just too much for me. But, you know, he went through it. And I was really shocked. Like, they were the couple that I did not think would get married for sure. Just because Barnett was so unsure of himself and her. And because I just feel like Amber, she has a lot of personality issues, like a lot of character flaws. I mean, that's a lot for someone to say. Not that I'm like really judging her, but I mean, this is what I'm seeing from the show. Like, there's some things about her that I would have been like, if I was Barney, I would have been like, no ma'am. So moving on from that, back to Jessica. I just think it's funny how when her and Mark did their little pod date, you know, I mean, we all knew like Jessica had daddy issues. Like, it was very clear and it was very apparent in that moment because she basically was crying about something that happened between her father and her mother before she was even really born, or whatever the case may be. And I mean, she basically was projecting it onto Mark. I mean, she was. And it's just sad. But it is what it is. They're not together. Oh, sorry. I shouldn't have spelled that. But whatever. It's true. What's another part of my notes? Oh, I just think it was funny. Like, and this is a part of production, like editing, how they made all the men look like they were about to poop a brick. Like, all the men in the show on their wedding day, they looked scared as crap. Like, they all did. They all looked like they weren't going to make it through, no matter if they said yes or no. You know, there was only 2 people that actually said yes. But I just think it was funny. And of course, Barney looked the worst. He just looked the worst. And I think that's why I was so shocked that he said yes. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Barney and Jessica got together at the end. That was my initial final thought before I saw the reunion. Because I just think Jessica's fake. I mean, she's just fake. And like I said, it comes out when she drinks. Like, I didn't understand why she really had to call Barney downstairs to have a kiki about her feelings, and then she lied the entire time about her feelings. So how you call somebody downstairs, like, you're not even living with this man, you're living with another man, and you call another man down, y'all live in the same apartment complex, you call another man down and tell him basically, oh yeah, I don't really have any feelings for you, but we've seen the whole season. That's just not true. I mean, Jessica, I wish you would have been more real with yourself throughout this process. I think that it actually would have helped you. And I think that you and Mark, I feel like, even though we all know they didn't make it, it's not funny. Even though we all know they didn't make it, I just felt like if she was honest with herself about her feelings for someone else, I think Mark would have been upset, but he would have understood, because like we said, this was something that happened in like weeks and days and weeks, not months and years. So they really didn't have enough time to really sort it out in their brain. So I think Mark would have understood, but you have to be honest. Like, that is the number one thing about this whole, excuse me, I have to burp, about this whole social experiment, is that you just have to be honest. But it's just funny. Like, this show was seriously like a chaotic addicting like roller coaster ride at the amusement park. Like, it's something that you probably don't want to get on, but you're going to get on because everybody egged you to get on it. And then once you get on it, you love it. But then once you get off, you're like, okay, I'm never going to get on that again. I mean, I really should have just did a reaction show of me and my facial expressions as I watched this entire series, because that would have really been hilarious. But anyways, let me start respecting that man's name, Barney. Like, that's not his name. But Matthew is his real name, and I guess Barnett's his last name, and they call him Barnett. I just wasn't sure about you, Barnett. Matthew Barnett. I just was not sure about you. But I really hope that this process worked for you. Because you really had to prove yourself not to be an F-boy like this whole season based off of that stunt you pulled in episode 2. I mean, there was just a lot of pressure on you, and you did it to yourself. And I just think that's the crazy part. So is it just me, or is it just that Kenny and Kelly were just boring? Like, I flatline. Like, I had no emotional connection. I was not neither excited nor disdained from seeing them. And I think it's because I felt like they were just too perfect. Like, the whole time they were fine until Kelly just couldn't get it together. And it was just too normal. It was just too normal. And it was boring. I mean, nobody wants to watch perfect TV. Like, we don't turn shows on to watch two people do nothing. I mean, we're talking about nothing. I mean, that it just is what it is. But girl, like, at the last minute, you sure did throw a curveball. I will say that. Kelly threw us a nice curveball, and I was really in shock. Yeah. Like, you threw us a nice little curveball, girl. Like, I thought Kelly and Kenny were actually going to make it, and they were the ones that didn't. So, side note, I just find it really hard to believe that Kelly and Kenny didn't have sex this whole time before marriage, or I'm sorry, didn't get it in before marriage, and Jessica and Mark did. I mean, just something doesn't sound right about that. And that's just like a little like adult side note. So for my teenagers watching this, just ignore everything I just said. But I just find it weird. I just don't believe it. I mean, show us the footage. That's all I'm gonna say. Show us the footage. And the reason I say that is because it's like, I mean, does love have to be such an intense thing? Like, it sucks that society in Hollywood, this is like one of my major notes, it sucks that society in Hollywood has instilled this belief that love has to be perfect. Because let me tell you, it's not perfect at all. I've been in love about 2 times in my life, and those are the most unstable times mentally I've ever felt. And I'm sorry, not mentally, but those were the most unstable times emotionally that I ever felt. And it's mainly because, you know, love is a scary thing. It's scary to think about giving yourself to someone completely that could just wake up the next day, or epiphany light bulb the same night say, screw you, I don't want to be with you, I can't do this anymore. That is scary to think about. Okay, so I digress. Let's just talk about Mark and Jessica for a little bit. Like, just a smidget, because I really don't want to give them a lot of my energy, because I felt like her energy was so fake. Like, I can't really give a good assessment on, you know, who she is or whatever the case may be. But where do I start? Why did she let them make her look like a ghost on her wedding day? Okay, that wasn't that nice. But I mean, it's just very true. Like, she probably looked the worst out of everybody on her wedding day. And I don't know if it was just the makeup alone or if it was just some other things as well. Like, she just looked really bad. And I felt like she could have at least looked a little bit better when she was going to get up there and tell Mark no. I'm just saying. So, yeah, like I said, I just don't want to spend that much time on them because her energy was so fake. Like, and Mark was just too naive. Like, he was too naive to the fact that, you know, I get it. We've all been 24 once. Like, I was 24 like almost 6 years ago, you know. But you really let that woman ruin you and run you. And it was just, you should have really put your foot down because she really just, I felt like there was a way you really could have turned it around, I guess, for the good. But, you know, that's the thing about this. God knew what he was doing by not letting you get married to that woman, because I feel like you would have just been miserable, because she would have just been running everything. You would have had no say about anything, you know. So it is what it is. God knew what he was doing when he let that woman tell you no at the altar. Just, I hope you, if you ever saw this video, hold on to that. It worked out for your favor. It was a blessing in disguise. Trust me. Like I said before about Jessica, I just feel like she needs to go to therapy. Because, girlfriend, you have some real issues. Like, you have some issues that I've had to deal with in my life. Not with my daddy and stuff like that, because I love my, you know, I never had those type of problems. But just, you got some, I can just feel it oozing from you that you really just need to go to therapy and figure it out. Just get it together, girl. I mean, that's all I can tell you. Okay, so moving on to Lauren and Cameron. And it's mainly because, you know, I mean, who didn't love Lauren and Cameron? Like, they're the cutest. I mean, they're the cutest. And I think Cameron's so cute. Like, Cameron reminds me of the guy that plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, I just think they're so fine. Like, if I ever, you know, no, not even if I ever, because I'm not breaking up my boyfriend, but I'm just saying, like, you know, if things didn't work out with me and my boyfriend, and my next boyfriend was a white guy, it's like, I would hope that he would look like that. I'm just saying. And that sounds very superficial, but I don't care. Like, he's just really cute. I mean, he's just adorable. Like, he's like the right kind of brunettish ginger, and he just looks good. Like, he just looks real good. And he's tall. I mean, that's all we care about. But anyways, Lauren's dad in the end pleased me so much, because we saw how Lauren's dad treated Cameron, or really how he was like all up on him the first time they met. He was just like, I don't know you, little boy. But, you know, by the time the wedding came, I still don't know if he's on Cameron's side, but it definitely was nice to see that he supported his daughter so much. And it was cute to see him crying. Because let's be real, he scared Cameron. I think he scared Cameron a little bit. Especially when he asked him, have you ever been in a room full of black people before? I was like, in what world is that like a prerequisite question? But it was funny. Like, it was real. It was funny. But I just think that, you know, I think when they got married, I shouted and praised the Lord a lot. Like, I was like, yes, thank you, Jesus. They're the ones I wanted to make it. Like, I was really excited. I was going in for them. Because, you know, we can just all agree that they're weird. Like, I mean, Lauren and Cameron, they're a little strange. I mean, he's a scientist. She does, you know, video content. She's a content creator. I mean, she's a little weird, but it works for them. And they look so happy. And they just made the whole show worth it. Like, one of my friends just told me that he started watching the show because I made an initial thought video, but then he didn't even watch it. He just fast forwarded to the last episode just to see Lauren and Cameron married. And I was like, you really should have watched the whole show. Like, you really should have watched the whole show. So that's basically it in a nutshell. This show is crazy as crap. I mean, let's just call that how I see it. It's crazy as crap, and I would definitely watch another season. I would recommend people watch this. I definitely think this would help anyone kind of just reflect a little bit on how they are and how they treat other people. I think that's the biggest takeaway from this show. So hurry it up, Netflix. Don't make us wait 2 years for season 2. We know your ways, Netflix, and we know the truth. We know y'all like to make people wait a long time for something that they really want to see, and it's not cool. I'm not here for it this year, so you need to hurry up and get on season 2. So yeah, that's just basically my final thoughts on the show. The only people that got married were Cameron Lauren and Barnett and Amber. Everybody else didn't get married. But what I will say about the reunion is that I loved that Carlton and Diamond, I love how they were able to kind of make amends. So I'm wishing them, I would love to see them together, because I could tell that they really do care about each other. So I would love to see them, even if it's just friends. I just thought it was awesome that that show was able to bring them together so they could just make amends with each other and apologize. That's what it's really about. Because like I said, I think one of the biggest things that we could take away from the show as people that consume the show is how are we really treating other people? Because when you think about it, when you meet people, even if it's not in the relationship aspect, even if it's just friends or associates, there's not that much time to connect with people and, just be real with them. So, I encourage everybody to be real with everyone, because that's how I try to be with everybody that I meet and I come across, and, when you treat people better, just so many more opportunities open up for you, and not just opportunities in the physical, but just opportunities in the way you are and the way you can change for the better. Okay, so that's about it. And I've been forgetting to tell y'all to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. Like, it's all down here. It's all down here. So, I will see you guys next time. Bye.